Welcome to Tampa Bay Right Now. For the next 30 minutes, our local experts will be addressing a very important issue in our Bay Area, bullying. My TV Tampa Bay hopes to shed a new light on the problem and provide you, the community, with information and resources toward a solution. This is Tampa Bay Right Now. Hello, I'm Allison Burns, and thanks for watching My TV Tampa Bay. Tonight's topic is bullying. Joining me is Barbie Winterbottom. She is the Executive Director of Erase Hate Tampa Bay, a not-for-profit corporation dedicated to making our community embrace a higher level of acceptance and appreciation for each citizen's individuality. And we have Robert Collins, Vice President of GSA, a nonprofit organization that promotes equality, love, and acceptance for whoever you choose to be. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
So Barbie, let's start with you.
Sure.
Tell me about your role with Erase Hate Tampa.
With my role as Executive Director of Erase Hate Tampa Bay, it's crucial for me to establish community partnerships and alliances with other like-minded groups. And our whole mission is to raise awareness in Tampa Bay of issues that are happening and what we can do to solve some of those issues.
Okay, and so with the issue of bullying, how does Erase Hate help with that?
With this being our first full year in existence, we're kind of a baby organization. So our first event is a very large awareness festival that will be in November, downtown Tampa, and we have Brandi Carlisle as our headliner. So our goal is really to bring out the community in a really fun and interactive way to say these are the issues that are happening and address them. Let people know it is happening next door, it's happening down the street, it's happening in your school, it could be even happening in your church and your sports team. And
even in your home.
In your own home, and you don't know it.
Right.
There's so many facets to bullying and hate-driven behaviors that we just need to get people to understand and kind of expand their scope of perception of bullying, because it's no longer just the two kids fighting in the playground.
Right.
It's online, it's very subtle nuances of behaviors that people don't necessarily pick up on, and we're here to say this is some behaviors you need to be aware of.
And it starts so early too in schools, and it really can affect anyone of any age, and I think that's what people forget, that this really has a very wide span of how many people it can affect, especially with social media.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
The internet.
And one of the things to keep in mind too is folks of an older generation, and when I say older, I certainly don't mean that in a negative way, but even 35 and up, our primary source of conversation is typically face-to-face, telephone, cell phones, and texting. If you look at kids high school age, early college, at this point, they have grown up with the internet. They've never not had it.
Absolutely.
There are studies showing that 80% of their daily communication is online or digital in some form. So for them to garner support to rally either against someone or to share their feelings about a certain situation, they have a veil of anonymity online or via text or whatever medium they're using, and it's not uncommon for people now to never even physically see the person they're attacking.
Right.
And so it really does. It spans all generations. And it's not just boys. We often have this perception that it's boys. And there's a lot of studies showing that the girls are even more vicious with some of their behavior, and it's very subtle.
Right. Well, Robert, tell us about GSA.
Well, first of all, that event with Brandi Carlisle, I kind of have to be there now because
Well, before we talk, how do we find out more about this? Can we go to a website? Can we find out when it is?
We originally had this event scheduled for April 21st of this past year. We had to postpone it because it was the one day in Tampa Bay where we had hail and monsoon in April.
Okay.
So it has been put on hold. November 4th is the confirmed date. Curtis Hickson Park, downtown Tampa.
Beautiful.
Brandy Carlisle, Miggs. We'll have other area and regional talent. And you can go to our website, erasehatetampabay.org, and there'll be a lot of details on there.
Awesome. There you
Sorry
go.
I just had to know.
No, that's perfect. Everyone wants to know.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but GSA stands for Gay Straight Alliance. We're at the USF St. Petersburg campus, and essentially, like you said, we stand for equality, love, acceptance. We like to be a sort of safe haven, not only for the university campus, but for high school students. This past year, we implemented a program. We went into high schools, talking to the GSA kids there about beyond high school, companies they can go to that are welcoming, organizations that can help them if they need, like HRC, Human Rights Campaign, the Trevor Project, which helps suicide prevention, It Gets Better program, just name a few. Like we all know, have heard about the It Gets Better program. It's been very popularized with celebrities and stuff. But yeah, we generally like to promote acceptance, and we like to be there for whoever you choose to be or however.
That's so important too, because I think one of the biggest issues is when people feel alone.
Yeah.
So when you feel alone is when you start to think no one else is around, you start to, self-deprecate, and then eventually we see these stories about people hurting themselves, maybe even killing themselves, because they don't know that there's people out there, or at least they haven't heard, they haven't learned that there are support groups, there are people that they can talk to that are really in the same boat, which is, that gets better, it gets better, online where they have people just documenting, this is what happened to me and how this moment isn't going to last forever. High school isn't the end of the world, kind of thing.
There was this one kid that those videos that you're talking about, they document how they feel. Those are true. Because there's one kid, about last year, his name was Jamie Rodenmeyer, and it was heartbreaking because he had a blog, and after the incident, I actually went back and looked at it, and you could almost see the progression, and it's heartbreaking because he actually made a video a couple months before, an It Gets Better video, and then in September he committed suicide.
Yeah.
Because fear is like a cloud; it kind of hangs over you.
Right.
And if you can't break from that, if you can't at least talk to other people.
Right.
Because at GSA, we say that just come to our meetings whenever you want. You don't have to be invested. We put on many events for the school and for the community, but you don't have to become invested.
Right, and it's so important just to be there and support people.
Just come.
We can talk about this all day. We could just go on and on, but thank you both for being here and for joining us today. We encourage everyone to find more information at erasehatetampabay.org. Please stay with us. We will be right back with Frank Rotter and Troy Loker, chairs of Gleason Tampa Bay.